I'm back now, and there's no turning back now. Got boxing all in my background, so you already know I don't back down. Roll the tape, making moves on the ground. Roller skates, roll the tape, roll the tape. The reason why guys troll and hate. Roll the tape, roll the tape.
They didn't want to sit down and meet with the man. And I heard you, man, the Marty say, you know what I'm saying, early on on your live that Terence Crawford was used to getting guaranteed money, correct? From Bob Earn, top rank, right?
That's correct.
This is all new to him, man. So my question to y'all is, you know what I'm saying, y'all can't understand why this man would want to sit down and go over the negotiations.
No.
You know what I'm saying, with PBC, because he's not used to getting paid like that. So
no, I don't understand it. No, I'm gonna answer your question. I don't understand it. Let me get Aaron H. Muhammad's super chat, and I'll tell you why I don't understand it. Manager Marty, can you explain to the panel that some venues have non-refundable deposits? So who picks up the tab when Crawford looks for a pin? Thank you, Aaron H. Muhammad, one of our day oneers and supporters on this channel. Thank you so much for your contribution and your support. And I will do that, Aaron. Give me 1 second. Let me respond to J-Rock. So, J-Rock, I don't understand it. You want to know why I don't understand it? Because Terence Buck Crawford makes enough money to be able to hire experts and representation that do understand. Like, if he don't understand it, then that means he should hire the people that do. Let me give it to you in this perspective. I love using metaphors. All the time, we see, I think his name is Ortega. He is what's called a language interpreter. We've seen him all the time on Showtime. He interviews a lot of the foreign boxers who need translation after fights, win, lose, or draw. And especially like when Canelo fights and different people from, let's say, Mexico or different countries, they fight and they compete in the ring. I forgot his name. I'm going to get it. I think his name is Ortega, his last name. But anyway, what he's doing is once he asks the question in their language, he begins to interpret it in English, right? So they need an interpreter. And then the audience, who is predominantly American, can understand what they are saying with the language that they are using. That's the same principle that should apply to Terence Bud Crawford. In other words, there's language in a proposal and or a contract that is foreign to Terence Bud Crawford. Just like a fighter who's from a different country banned here in America, the language of English is foreign to that fighter, and that fighter needs a translator. So Terence Bud Crawford is looking at language in a contract that he doesn't understand. He needs to hire boxing representation that can do what? Interpret and explain and expound on the language in the documentation that he doesn't understand. You agree with that, don't you, J-Rock?
I don't believe that was the problem, though. I believe
No. I didn't ask you
what
the problem was. Hold on, J-Rock. I'm asking you, do you agree with what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't.
You don't agree that a person that don't understand foreign language needs a translator? You don't know? You don't agree with that?
I mean, I agree with that, but I'm saying I don't agree with. That's not the reason. He had the team, man. He had his own team.
Said, whoa, you, J-Rock. I'm only saying this based on the premise that you made. You said that Terence Bud Crawford didn't understand what he was reading. He didn't understand what he was signing. You even referenced my words by saying, I said earlier in the broadcast, your quote, not mine, that I made a reference to him being used to getting guarantees and not percentages and etc. So my thing is, if he didn't understand the language, he needs an interpreter to understand contractual language. You don't agree with that?
No, I never said he didn't understand. I said he had questions. He wanted to sit down and ask Al Heyman some questions. You know what I'm saying?
But Al Heyman is not his representation, J-Rock.
Yeah, we get that. But I'm saying he had his own representation.
Who was his representation?
He didn't have, you know what I'm saying, a quote unquote, he didn't have no quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, boxing representation, but he had lawyers and things of that nature. That's what I'm saying. Well, he had his own representation. But but that's not the point, man.
It is the point.
The point.
J-Rock, it is the
That's
point.
not the point, man.
J-Rock,
We just watched. I don't know if you watched football or not. We just watched Lamar Jackson negotiate his own contract, bro. They said he couldn't do that. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if you watch football or not, but that's what they said to him, right?
Well,
but he ended up getting the biggest bag ever, huh?
We're not talking about Lamar Jackson. We're just talking about Crawford. That's all.
Right. But I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that right back at you, man. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can say whatever until it's done, right? You know what I'm saying? Just like he said, hey, well, let's make negotiations public, right? Let's do that. You ain't never heard of a boxer really getting a zero guarantee, but they want him to accept that, right?
Marty, can I school him, man? Can I school him?
You can't school me, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Watch this. Go on Twitter and you will see Earl Spence say, if Earl Spence is lying, he's telling Terence Crawford, you have my permission, because I wrote that contract. You have my permission to post the contract if you think I'm lying. That's what he told Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford didn't do jack because Earl Spence wrote the contract and sent it to Terence. And then he told Terence, if you think I'm lying about the contract, post the contract and let the people see it. He gave him permission to post the contract. Now, once you have permission to post the contract, it's like, oh, okay, that's it. Another thing Terence is doing, man, is he's not taking, Ryan Garcia just demonstrated for him what the B side has to do. Ryan did not like the terms of stepping on the scale or having to, not what's it called, the weight gain, the weight contract. He didn't agree with the weight contract, but he still signed. There are things Terence has to understand as the B side you do not have control of until you beat the A side, the way Mayweather beat, De La Hoya. He was the B side going in, but the A side from then on. So Terence has to understand that there are languages of the contract. You have not heard anybody complain about Al Heyman. Okay, if Terence Crawford had beaten Mayweather, Mike Tyson, or somebody's top pay-per-view records, then yeah, he can demand all that he's trying to have control of. But the part where Ryan and Tank Davis set the stage for him was they both took no more than $6 million guaranteed. Terence feels that this is the biggest fight, which it is. He wants $20 million guaranteed. Again, putting up no money. But on the back end, if you look at Ryan, on the back end, they got they sold what, 1.4 million pay-per-views. That's where Ryan gets his money, but Terence don't want that. He wants all his money up front. I'm like, okay, Terence, you want your money up front? You got to put something up, baby. You got to put some money up front. I don't care. Matter of fact, just like on anything, you cannot just jump on YouTube talking about I want $7,000 a day or $7,000 a week or $7,000 a month. You have to show numbers. You have to show followers. You have to show likes, comments, all that stuff. Terence is not showing that. He's showing, I think the highest is what, 150 pay-per-views. He don't have anything to ask for all that control, my man. He just doesn't. He has a good resume as far as boxing, but Pacquiao took less money against Mayweather, and Pacquiao is more accomplished as a boxer because he's an 8-division world champion. Mayweather's only a 5, but he still took less than Mayweather because he understood being the B side. He had a whole country behind him, not a whole state of Omaha, Nebraska, a whole country of Philippines behind him. But Terence does not have a whole country of the United States behind him. He only has one state he lives in. That's the state I'm from also, but that's my thing, dude. You cannot. He is not the Black David Copperfield to just make money appear in his way just cause. It's not about that, dude. It's about the accomplishment. It's about
that's your opinion, man. That's your opinion, man. Right?
Marty, my line.
That's your opinion, bro. You can't sit up and tell this man what he worth, right? You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say that. I never said that. I never said that.
Oh, well, you can't tell this man what to accept and what not to accept, right? Or how he want his money, right?
Oh, okay. So you mean to tell me he can ask for $100 million?
You say what?
You mean to tell me it's reasonable for him to ask for $100 million for this fight?
Did he ask for $100 million?
You mean to tell me he's going to ask for $50 million for this fight?
Did he ask for $50 million?
So he can ask for $20 million for this fight because he did ask for that. Yes.
Okay, well, if that's what he asked for, that's what he feel he's worth then, right? So you can't tell me that, right? Right?
So where's the money coming from?
What you mean?
Where's the money coming from?
What you mean where it's coming from?
Where's the $20 million coming from?
It'll come from PBC, correct?
No,
if he wanted up front, right?
Let me stop you right there. But like I said, let me school you because PBC does not get the money. Showtime and Fox all who give PC the money, and Showtime and Fox are the guys who want to see Terence Crawford's numbers, not PBC. Showtime and Fox are who give PBC the money.
Well, you think you talking, but you really not saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're not saying nothing. Man. I mean, what you talking about? I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. You're not really saying nothing, though.
All I'm telling you is
you're not really saying nothing, man.
Okay,
I'm just trying to stick to the fights, man.
All right, J-Rock, let's bring it back in.
Huh?
Let's bring it back in. You're right. Listen, let's bring it back in. I want to address something because I was trying to lay the foundation so we all could be on the same page. If everybody can mute your phones or your devices real quick, I want to roll the tape on something that just happened a few minutes ago because people in the chat are trying to be on the same page as us. I want to make sure no one's confused about this. So, J-Rock, you made a statement about what I said on this channel earlier in the broadcast about Terence Bud Crawford being a customer used to getting guarantees. I want to roll the tape back on that. Everybody mute your phones or your devices because we're going to hear J-Rock say that again. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page here. Hold on one second. This is what we just heard a few minutes ago live. We're actually replaying it here.
From Bob Earn, top rank, right? So this is all new to him, man. So my question to y'all is, you know what I'm saying, y'all can't understand why this man would want to sit down and go over the negotiations?
No.
You know what I'm saying, with PBC because he's not used to getting paid like that. So
no,
you know
I don't understand it. No, I'm gonna answer your question. I don't understand it. Let me get Aaron H. Muhammad super chat and I'll tell you why I don't understand it. J-Rock, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
What was your purpose of saying that?
Nah, because you said it, right? You said he was used to getting paid guarantee money, right? With top rank, correct?
Yes.
So with this deal that would, you know what I'm saying, that he agreed to, y'all keep saying he agreed, but he didn't sign it. You know what I'm saying? Let's throw that out there. You know, he didn't sign it. And then the reports came out that, you know what I'm saying, he agreed to all material terms, but it was still language that had to be worked out in the contract. So it wasn't 100%, man. But the reason I brought that out there, I threw that out there is because, you know what I'm saying, with this deal right here that he would be signed, he would be working on commission, right? You know what I'm saying? Basically on the fight sales or whatever. You know what I'm saying? No upfront money, no back end money. It's all, you know, gate money and pay-per-view sales, correct? You know what I'm saying? So I threw that out there because he's not used to getting paid like that. So of course he would have a couple questions. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said he needed transparency. That's why he tried to meet with Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't want to go forward with the meeting, man.
So basically we can agree to this then. Terence Bud Crawford didn't need transparency. He needed translation. You agree with that, don't you?
What you mean? Say it again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was talking to you, J-Rock. You mean to tell me that Terence Bud Crawford needed transparency, but he don't need translation?
Basically, what he was looking for, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to be able to see what was going on, man, with the money. So he could really override things. You know what I'm saying? That was going to affect his money. He understands what's going on, bro.
He doesn't understand, J-Rock. That's like me. I don't understand Spanish. So let's say if I'm in the store and I'm trying to purchase something in a store and the person that's behind the counter is communicating with me. And guess what? They're talking in Spanish. I don't understand that language. So I'm going to ask someone that understands the language of Spanish to translate that language so that I can communicate effectively. Terence Bud Crawford is asking for transparency, but he's not asking for translation. That's the problem. He don't need transparency. He didn't put in on this. He didn't basically invest none of his revenue, his monies to be able to pay for the expenses to get a profit in return. You know, so he don't have any jurisdiction to ask for control of that. What he should have asked for and what he should have paid for, just like people talking about football like you did, Jalen Hurts. Representation. Why? Because he doesn't understand the language. And when you don't understand language, you need a translator. To Aaron H. Muhammad's point, who basically gave the super chat, he wanted me to explain like that process of how when venues ask for a non-refundable deposit, that really means non-refundable. So even if, let's say you say Terence Crawford wasn't given a date, or Terence Best Videos earlier said Terence Crawford wasn't given a date to fight this 2022. The bottom line is the moment that monies is put down on a venue to secure that venue, that deposit is non-refundable. Don't nobody in business want to lose money. And we know that you are going to lose money in business, but we do things to mitigate our risk to prevent from losing as much money that will then affect our bottom line to receive a profit. So with that being said, Al Heyman, no one else on PBC's side was going to sit up here and invest non-refundable money to, which is, when I say money, I'm talking about the deposit, to secure a venue if Terence Crawford didn't provide his commitment to basically show up to the event at this venue. That makes absolutely no sense. It's no different than what Crawford and them had to do over there with BLK Prime when they secured the venue over there in Omaha, the CHI Center, for him to fight David Ebenezer. It's the same process. So what I'm saying is everybody's harping on, like you were, hey, he's needed transparency. He wanted people to just, give him answers to this, give him answers to that. If he don't know the difference between a proposal and a contract, he ain't gonna understand nothing else. And even if he did understand, he didn't have representation that was going to do what? Translate the language in the contract for him to say he agreed or disagree. You said it. I just replayed it right here on live. That's my first time doing a live replay on live. Ooh. But anyway, I just played you saying, hey, come on, y'all. Y'all know, like you said, man, Jamarty, he don't understand this process because basically he used to getting guaranteed money. So that proves my point of why boxing representation in this business is priceless.